Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Anakin, may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you, Master.
May the Force be with you both.
May the Force be with you.
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 May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with us all.
Obi-Wan, may the Force be with you. Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. Always.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with us.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us.
All I can say after what we just witnessed is I am just overcome with deep sadness. I don't know what it is. I think it may be... It's obviously because of what fucking happened in the last episode of the Clone Wars. But it might be because of the Skywalker saga is complete, like 100% finished now.
I know.
As
like,
we
this
know.
is it. This was their this was what I see as the official ending right here.
Yeah,
This is
I mean,
it.
it's like the last like mainstream content thing coming out. Like, obviously, we're gonna get the sequel to Fallen Order, which will take place during that time. But I mean, maybe some characters will be there, but we don't know. But regardless, happy May 4th,
And may the Fourth be with you.
and with you,
And to all of our listeners.
all Star Wars fans
Or non-fans, hey.
No, they do not get to celebrate this holiday, Michael.
Sorry.
It's all right. The dark side has clouded my judgment these days.
Order 66 has clouded us all, friend.
Fuck, what a roller coaster that was.
It was, dude.
Not
I wanted
even-
to cry.
Dude, not even a fucking roller coaster. That bitch just went straight downhill to hell.
Well,
Holy
if you
fuck.
include the first 4 episodes, or sorry, 8
Jesus.
episodes.
My God, before we get into this, welcome back to the Half Past Sheev podcast.
May the Fourth special.
Hell yeah, this isn't no ordinary
Oh
podcast.
shit! Impressive. Most impressive.
I do speak Chinese. But yeah, we're doing a little special for the holiday, and it's all based around the last season of the Clone Wars, which we have binge watched in the last 24 hours.
Yes, this is very true.
Yeah.
I again have not really watched most of it, but hey, I caught up kind of through a review thing. But you know what?
And I filled him in on
And
like,
he filled me in
some
on what
stuff.
I needed to know, and I've seen some of it before, so you know what? I felt it was time, and it was the perfect.
He
day
knows
to do
all the key shit. He like knows what happens to all the fucking characters. He just doesn't know all like the little itty bitty
it.
details.
Exactly.
and
I know
stuff.
the most important character, Rose. You know, she lives on.
Yeah,
Sorry,
fuck
messed
that
up.
bitch.
Although we might have met a worse character than her.
Yeah.
We definitely. I think we definitely did.
Which I think we should just start by analyzing the season in order.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, sorry, she's gonna be kind of in the middle of the season, so we'll save her for a little bit.
So you start watching, and this season has been so anticipated.
Oh yeah.
The show ended, I don't know when, but a while ago.
Fucking long time ago.
And I was always like, why the fuck did it end with the last episode being Yoda? Like, that
Yeah.
Yoda episode. I was like, why the fuck? And now they...
Didn't it? I think it can't. Didn't it end like season 5 technically, and then they
6.
come back and do season 6? Or
I'm
am I
not,
thinking wrong?
I'm not sure. I don't know the logistics.
Oh, no, sorry. It was the Yoda. I think the Yoda episodes were actually added on like a few years after it technically ended.
Really?
The Yoda one, I'm pretty sure is like.
Well, because the episodes before the 3 Yoda ones is the episode with Dooku and Sifo Dyas.
Yeah, because I think that, and then after that, they were like, well, maybe we'll add on more. And I think they added on those last few episodes with Yoda. I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
I could be wrong. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Because I remember somebody telling me about that.
Well, regardless, season 7 fucking gets here. We're watching the shit. They got 3 arcs. They have the Bad Batch, Ahsoka's fucking journey,
Yeah, what do they call
and
that? Is
then
it just
I don't
Ahsoka's
fucking
journey?
know
Okay.
Ahsoka's shit, the fucking spice running or whatever, and then the Siege of Mandalore in Order 66. So we start off with the Bad Batch, which
Again,
was an interesting take to put as like
As the
one of the
first one.
last arcs of the entire series.
Don't get me wrong, I liked it.
Yeah.
But it was like you were saying, it is kind of weird to put that in the last of the entire series, like the last season.
If it was like in the middle of season 4 or somewhere random, it would have been like cool. I would have actually like enjoyed it probably a little more. Like I think it was good. I thought it was enjoyable, but it's like, why are you adding new characters in the last season?
It could be because you know how they already fucked up, like season 2 is technically season 1 or whatever. What if that's gonna be part of it? Like, what if the first 4 episodes is actually somewhere in like season 4, like you were saying? Like, what if they come out and say that's how it is?
Oh my god!
You know?
Oh my god! They totally could do that.
Because I don't think in those 4 episodes, I don't believe they like called back to any parts.
It would make more sense if Ahsoka's journey would then take place right after she left the council or something,
right?
Kind of.
Because
she wasn't gone very long. If she comes back at the end of Revenge of the Sith or at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith,
because I do remember them saying, or like in the beginning of all those episodes for her, they were saying like, "Oh, Ahsoka right after she left the council." And she
I was like, really,
down.
right after? What
yeah,
the
it seemed
fuck?
pretty quick, and I don't think she was wearing that outfit when she left, as far as I'm concerned. But
no, she wasn't. But that will be interesting if they do. I might like that better. Maybe I'm not sure because the last 4 felt completely different than the first 8 episodes.
Oh, for sure. I think
like they had a
on
different
purpose.
intro and everything. So
well, that's because I feel like the last 4 was a continuation of the actual story. You know, like the actual story moved.
Yeah.
Realistically, the first
the Clone Wars barely. I mean, some of the shit is like story, but it's more of just meaningless adventures.
Right, but the last 4 was like a big pivotal moment of the entire universe.
Oh yeah, that shit was fucking pivotal AF. Skillet.
But before we get to all of that, Bad Batch specifically, we need to just think about the first arc.
Yeah. I mean, the first episode was all right. I like Rex. Rex is cool. I mean, the Bad Batch was cool. I really didn't like the like fucking Hulk type guy.
Wrecker, I think his name
He's like Mr. Incredible type character. Like, yeah, I'm not.
I think it's interesting. Though,
I didn't like. I liked that. Yeah, how they're like super powered clones.
Yeah, they're
just
basically
cool.
people
But
with like
the sniper dude was cool, and Hunter was cool.
Crosshair was cool. Hunter
the tech guy was cool when he took his helmet off. He had like a receding ass hairline.
He did not. He was the one of them that definitely did not look like a clone.
No, he didn't. He didn't look like one at all.
He looked like he was just some random ass person who was like, "I'm good at tech."
Yeah, it's like you're
Let me
fucking
be one
cool,
of you.
Homie. And then Anakin comes back, which thank God Anakin came into it. He saved it. Besides the fucking villain being Admiral Trench, the most retarded villain, and then and then those weird alien people with the glasses who look like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
I never looked it up, but I'm pretty sure we saw those guys somewhere else.
They're somewhere else. I know for sure. I recognize them.
Yeah.
But there's them, and they have like the raptor droids that they're fighting, and then like the dragons.
They sound
shit.
like the normal battle droids.
And then there's like dragons and shit. Like what the fuck? I mean, it was an interesting episode. Don't get me wrong, but fuck. And then they went ahead and brought back Echo.
See, okay, for me, I remember Echo, because like I said, I've seen some episodes and stuff like that. Like, I do remember him being in the show at one point.
Yeah, he's one of the main clones.
Right, like, I remember him being one of the main ones, him and Fives, right? Because Fives was in the show, right? I'm not thinking wrong here?
Yeah.
Like, he was in the show in the beginning. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember
he
him
was,
and Fives and
Domino
Echo,
Squad was the 3 I remember from Domino Squad. It was like, it's one of the first chronological episodes you watch. Mm-hmm. And you watch them in Camino, like going through training and stuff and graduating to become like just normal clone cadets or whatever. Mm. And it's Heavy, Fives, and Echo. And then Fives dies on this outpost, I think by Camino or something. Then Echo supposedly died at the... Do you remember what the fuck that prison was called? They called it something. I forget the name of the prison, but he died at that prison saving that Jedi on that mission with Admiral...
Oh, the Citadel. Right?
Yeah, the Citadel. He died on the Citadel, and then Fives died because he had his chip taken out and all that jazz. But then they brought fucking Echo back, which I was like, they should have just left him dead, in my opinion, because like they brought him back just for him to go away. And then what happens?
That was the biggest thing that I was like. That's why I don't think they'd put that in the middle of the Clone Wars like things, because like they just randomly. Oh, maybe they would, because how long has he been just sitting in there and like cryogenically fucking brain?
He was in there for a while. He said.
But
then what the fuck happens to them? Do they have chips in their head too? Are they now like evil attacking Jedi and stuff?
That's a good point. Well, see, I feel like with Echo...
Like, what the fuck was the point of that?
So that's the thing. That's, if they're continuing this, like, we kind of think they might do something after this. What if the Bad Batch does not have the chips?
Maybe.
Because then I'm thinking maybe
they could
that's
be
why,
setting up something for the future, which
Right.
I have no issue with. But
Because
if this is nothing else,
then that'd be stupid. Yeah,
it's stupid.
because
Why?
I'm thinking Echo doesn't because they did brain things. So what if they accidentally like took out the chip, not knowing what it is in his head, and just fucking, like, ripped it out?
But it's like, why add these characters and then why bring back a dead clone just for that to have them just do the inevitable,
Right.
Which is do Order 66. Which,
Right.
That was just like whatever. When Echo fucking went with them, me and you were just like, what the fuck? We
Yeah, I
just
was like,
saved
what
him.
was the whole point? Yeah, I was like,
you
he
brought
literally
back
just
the
came
boy
back just to
and-
fucking leave.
Yeah, now we just have fucking like Jesse's stupid ass.
Yeah,
Which he's alright, but
he was. He was.
Yeah, right. And then we go. I mean, overall, that was good. I mean,
It was
compared
good,
to just a normal Clone Wars story arc, I was like, that's good. I mean, there are fucking missions with Jar Jar Binks and stuff like that, so it definitely is not the worst. But oh my god, the next arc with Ahsoka, I was like, oh my god, Ahsoka, we gonna see Ahsoka. Like, I was excited.
And then
Dude,
they fucking ruined it. What?
it was the
Martinez?
worst.
The Martinez gang.
What was her
and sisters?
name? What was her fucking
Trace.
name? Trace.
I fucking hate her.
So that story arc was single-handedly the worst story arc I've ever seen on Clone Wars and in Rebels.
See, I can't say that because I haven't seen Clone Wars.
It was so fucking bad.
But I can still say
like,
it was bad.
I hate Trace as much as I hate what Zack Snyder did to the DC Cinematic
shit.
Universe, and I
That's
hate
big.
him for
That's
that.
big.
I'm not gonna say I hate him as a person because I don't know him, but anyways.
Zach, we
Trace,
joke most of the time.
I hate Trace for a person. She was literally like Montoya in Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad, in Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Dude.
But worse.
Worse.
She was worse than Rose.
It
We
was
literally,
so
as we were watching
pointless.
it, we looked at each other, we were like, is she worse than Rose? And I think we agreed, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could say she's
And
worse than
I
Rose.
gave him the point, if she's worse than Rose on a scale, which is a TV show, and that is and Rose was in one of the most anticipated movies, the sequel to the
Yeah, she
first
would've been-
bringing back the Star Wars,
would've been
and she
multiplied by
fucked
like
it up.
100.
Dude,
Oh,
she still beats Rose. What an awful character! Like, that entire arc was just painful. It was 4 fucking episodes. Dude, just skip it. If I were you, I would watch the last episode of that arc, because that's the best part. You get to see a little bit of Maul, and you get to see some Mandalorians.
I was
That's
gonna say,
all
and
you fucking
realistically,
need.
that's all you really need. Yeah,
That's all you fucking need.
Somebody could just go up to you and be like, "Okay, spoilers for anybody." Just be like, "Yeah,
they got captured, blah,
they
blah,
got
blah.
captured. The sisters are running for spice. They're from Coruscant. They don't know she's a Jedi. Watch the last episode. You're good."
Yeah, it's just
It's
like,
just-
fuck.
Seriously though, fuck, man.
Jesus Christ. Dude, it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. Like, I don't want to go into every little bit of detail because the last shit is way more important to talk about, but
for sure.
oh my god. Like, why? Why?
I
the
don't
last,
understand.
I even questioned why Bad Batch is one of the last arcs that they put in for Clone Wars.
And then after we watched this,
and
we
then
were
we
like,
watched
never mind.
that, and I'm just like, Bad Batch is a fucking Oscar-winning
It's a gem.
arc.
A gem-
Like, it's
a
fucking
gem compared to
it's
this.
fucking beautiful. And then, oh my god, why was that? It was so fucking bad.
It was bad. It was awful.
so
We're like, oh, it was
fucking bad.
I like how we started that the first episode, like, oh, so far, like, this probably should have been the first thing to reintroduce, like, the season, you know?
Yeah, it's a little
and then,
slower.
I'm glad they didn't, because I probably would have not wanted to watch the rest of the season if they put that as
I would have
that.
fucking shot. I would have gone after Dave Filoni. Dude, that was so fucking bad. And we're literally just sitting here talking about how, like, calling it bad without explaining it, but oh my god.
Just watching, you understand.
The characters...
Actually, I can't even tell you to watch it, because I don't think you should. But if you
no,
want to understand why it's
I
bad,
think
watch
you
it.
should skip it. You need to skip it. Like...
You need to skip it. Do not watch it.
Dude, like, they could have done so many things with Ahsoka being on the lower levels of Coruscant. So
many
I would have
different
rather
ones.
had her just go on an adventure with some bounty hunters or something
That'd
and
have
done
been
the same
cool.
thing.
And then find, like, the Mandalorians.
Yeah, the bounty hunters have been like an ongoing theme in Clone Wars too. It would have made sense instead of introducing these two, like, fucking just idiotic mechanics.
Okay. I want to go into the one thing at least about these people specifically.
Okay, cool.
I think you already know what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
it's her fucking story.
Their stupid ass parental story about how they died.
Why they hate the Jedi. They're like judging it. But okay, wait. Can I pause you for a second?
Pause it.
So, do you remember how you felt when you were watching The Room, where you're listening to the dialogue and you're like, what the hell is happening? Like, none of this makes any sense. Nothing is adding up.
Yeah.
That's how I felt every time that bitch talked. And then Ahsoka would talk. I'm like, oh, she brought me back to Earth. And then the bitch started talking. Her sister comes in,
Yeah.
and they start communicating. And I don't know where the fuck I am and what I'm watching.
I Same. It was complete. Like the whole time I was watching it, I was, to be honest, I didn't want to say anything to you because I didn't know if you were enjoying it, so I didn't want to say anything.
Okay, but literally, when the second episode hit, every 5 minutes, or maybe every 3 seconds, we were like, looking at each other and just being like,
"What the fuck is going
this
on?
fucking bitch better get the fuck off." I was just rooting for that robot. Remember the first episode? It was about the fucking robot running away. Really?
And then she like,
really?
The only cool part was her using the Force to bring it back up.
Really?
I know, it's fucking
okay,
stupid.
go in about that fucking story,
anyway,
and
so
then I'm
the parents,
done with this shit. I'm done.
So the parents, right? So they're like, we hate the Jedi. So her whole
the parents
fucking,
don't hate the Jedi.
I know, but I meant her. The siblings are like, we hate the Jedi.
Excuse me.
I know, I didn't explain that.
Excuse me, homie.
Excuse me, bitch. She was like, we hate the Jedi because our parents died. It was all their fault. And then she explains this long-winded roller coaster ride of bullshit. Where
a roller coaster of bullshit.
She just
That's
goes,
what that fucking arc was.
First, she just goes, there was this cargo ship that goes down. So I'm thinking, oh, okay. So the Jedi shot down the cargo ship or some shit. And she's like, and then it was heading towards a platform. And I was like,
oh, the parents on the platform.
Yeah, the parents on the platform. And then she's like, but the Jedi diverted it from the platform.
Oh,
I'm like, okay, what the fuck?
And then they went into a different lane.
Then,
You're like, oh, they must be in the lane. Yeah,
and then they hit a wall. And on the other side of that wall was our home. I'm like, what the fuck was that stupid ass
Oh my god. And then she's like, the Jedi told me that the Force will be with me, and then left me alone. My hatred brewed.
I know. I'm like, bro, she literally had to choose between this random ass wall, which, by the way, I don't think she knew a house was on the other side, or this giant fucking platform full of people. Which one do you think she's gonna choose?
The best thing of that story was the fact that all this happened while they were chasing Cad Bane and Zero the Hutt all the way back.
That's the only cool thing.
Which is cool. It's calling back to an event we know very well.
I feel like they did that throughout the first 8 episodes, didn't they? They kind of called back to a few other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, those middle 4 episodes, terrible. I hated them. The whole time I was like, dude, this is gonna
literally happen? Think about it. We're going on a spice run. Okay, this is unethical.
Okay, that's the
drops the shit, and then they just fly in. Oh, I'm sorry, I just kicked the table. Excuse me. And then they just fucking fly into some other place and just rob it and get more spice, and they don't even use it.
Yeah, they kept it on the ship. Like, the worst. That was the worst part. Nobody's taking my ship. Nobody's taking my ship. Nobody's taking my ship. And then she just ejects the spice. Like.
Shit, I don't even remember how many. I would, if we stopped right before the other 4 and came down here fucking ranted about this, I would remember every fucking thing she said.
Oh, for sure.
But
she's just a terrible character.
Siege of Mandalore.
Okay, wait. Before I say that, I just want to say one other thing.
Okay.
All of these episodes, all the good episodes, felt like they went by so fast and it was sad. Those middle 4 episodes,
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
They went forever. Really? For me, I was like, this fucking episode done. I was like, are we 5 episodes in yet or what? Like,
no, they felt like they were really long. But the one episode, it was the second episode of part 2, the Phantom Apprentice, felt like a really long episode to me.
Well, I will say
it was like 30 minutes, so that's why it might have felt longer. But it had a lot of shit.
It did. That's true. I don't know, but they just felt like they went by faster. I guess more of. I guess that one was a kind of an odd one out because it was kind of longer, so it did feel a little bit longer to me. But the other one I think they were just so bad that it just dragged on. Like the Bad Batch ones, those still went by fast for me.
I mean, it's like when you're at work, and time goes by so slow, and when you're at home, it just goes like.
You're like, somebody kill me, so let's relax.
I know, fuck.
But anyways, yes.
Kill him now.
The Siege of Mandalore.
Oh my god. So, what was... I'm just going to start off with how they did the episode. They cut the intros out, differently.
Yeah,
they
completely.
put the parts... It was fucking beautiful how they did that.
They put the red Clone Wars...
With, individualized music.
Exactly.
Fun fact, I just heard this from via Star Wars Theory. I watched a video, and I didn't finish it. Yeah, what an
absolute Chad.
Yeah. And the song playing in the beginning of the 4th one was a slight variation of the song playing at Padme's funeral.
Oh,
I know.
That's so sad.
I know. Sad is what is yet to come, my friend.
Literally. Fuck,
it's
dude,
so
4 episodes.
fucking... It just shows how, fucking freaked out the Jedi Order was, too. They knew they were fucked.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start with all this.
Neither do I.
So,
dude, the whole thing is just...
It's so sad because Ahsoka and Anakin never get to talk officially again.
And, okay, this is where I want to start. Order 66 could have been stopped so many times.
Yeah.
Before that, like you see how many
Even in the other movies.
True. Yeah.
Even in the
other
Clone
movies.
Wars, there were so many times where like Order 66 was almost compromised, or they almost caught like Palpatine.
There's just
or
so
something.
many different times that like it could have been brought to light, or like something could have been changed, but like everybody just kept their mouth shut, so to speak. And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like when I saw like specific moments, I was like, "That moment literally could have changed the whole thing. The whole thing could have been changed from that."
Imagine that feeling that Palps had when he just was a fucking emperor. He's like, I fucking did this. Like, years of work.
He's just been like, I literally started a whole fucking war and nobody fucking noticed. And he's like, and now I'm here.
And I turned the Jedi against them.
Yeah, I turned the Chosen One on my side. He starts fucking laughing to himself. What the fuck is this?
I know, dude. It's fucking insane. But
shit, what a mastermind.
Yeah, he is a fucking mastermind if you really think about it. But
it literally took the whole war just for them to understand, or just to hear his name the whole time. It took them the whole war just for them to be like, who's this Darth Sidious? It took them the entire fucking war.
That was one of my favorite parts. I mean, all the Ahsoka fighting in the beginning was really cool. The Mandalorians looked amazing.
Oh my god, they look so cool.
What was his name? The really cool looking one?
Saxon?
Something. Yeah, Saxon. Saxon was really fucking cool looking.
Yeah, he was really cool. He had like the horns on it and everything. I was like, that's the
I
alpha.
will say, the Ahsoka helmet thing was nice, but they look so awful.
Yeah,
they look so stupid.
It was just a cool like nod, like, oh, it's so like.
It would have been cool if they had Ahsoka armor, but with the blue armor, it looked so stupid.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid. But I mean, it kind of made sense because she had blue lightsabers now.
I guess. Yeah, I guess so. But
and her outfit was kind of bluish this whole time, so maybe that's the nod to it.
True. And I will say one of my favorite parts of I forget which episode this would have been. I think it's the second one, the part 2, where we get to see the Obi-Wan talking to us, and Obi-Wan's like, Count Dooku's dead. I'm going to get Grievous.
We had to rewind that so many times just to kind of like listen to all of it. We're like, oh my god.
And then he's like, everyone leave. Ahsoka, Anakin's been put on the Chancellor. He's gonna monitor him, the rest is history.
And that's one of the moments that I was thinking like that could have changed it because he's like, you should talk to him, and she's like, well, maybe I will later or some shit. Like if she just took the time to maybe call him and be like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Like that could have changed everything,
dude. And then the part where we get to see the other side of Mace Windu's holocron, or not holocron, hologram, whatever.
Holocall.
I sent a plot to destroy the Jedi. To destroy the Jedi. Excuse me.
And then I can't remember what Yoda says, but he's like, he says something,
whatever they say, and then it cuts in the movie, and then we see the rest of it, and Ahsoka's in it. You're like, what?
And that's what's perfect is that I feel like they mesh it together so well because like after he said Count Dooku was killed, everything, we don't really know what Obi-Wan was doing that whole time anyways, because I'm pretty sure it was like Anakin doing something if I remember the movie correctly, and never showed Obi-Wan, so it would make sense that okay, maybe he's calling Ahsoka. Same thing here, like they cut it literally right there, and then now it's showing him talking to Ahsoka. That's like perfect.
Yeah,
they meshed it together with the movie so perfectly.
And then they truly did Maul justice.
Oh yes, he already had enough justice, I feel like, from the Clone Wars, but holy shit, did he have more?
Yeah, but they kind of fucked him at the end by getting him beaten up by Sidious and stuff. But now he's just like a fucking full-fledged beast. Throughout the entire fucking last few episodes, he's just a fucking monster. My opinion, he beat Ahsoka. He was literally asking Ahsoka to join her, and then Ahsoka fucking just took a little sneaky cheat. It was basically the equivalent of Obi-Wan cutting him in half. He beat Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan did some like stupid little trick and then cut him in half. Like he could have easily just fucking force pushed him down.
Oh, easy, easy.
So Maul won. I think Maul looked like a fucking beast.
Oh, for sure.
He was using the Force like a fucking Dark Lord of the Sith, where the best was at the end during Order 66 when he had no lightsaber and was just fucking just crushing everything with the Force.
He looked at it, he's like, you're going to at least give me a fighting chance? I'm thinking, bitch, you are the fighting chance already. You don't even need a lightsaber. And she's like, you're just a distraction. He's just fucking walking the hallways, like fucking ripping people apart and shit.
Oh my god, it's fucking amazing.
Oh, fuck. Cutting people's head off with like metal panels.
I wonder what happens to him after this too, but
well, that's the thing. We need more.
Goes to lead his fucking crime lord.
I feel like that's the end of everything Star Wars. Though I'm always thinking like, I need more. Like we need to know more. Like what happens to Ahsoka? What happens to Maul now? Like what happens between that and Rebels?
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is a proper time for the comics to step in.
True.
Or a book. I feel like the comics is better because we get to see pictures.
Yeah.
So, and then people can make cool videos and you just watch it. So I feel like that's because there's no need to make an entire show out of that. I would rather have a show that takes place like after Return of the Jedi or something. Right. So I feel like that's like it was not right for the comics to jump in between season 7 and 6 to what happened to Maul. That was not. That should have been animated.
Yeah,
that should have been the entire beginning of the
for sure.
fucking thing.
Yeah,
That would've
right.
been beautiful.
Fucking cut off the first 4
Oh my
people,
god,
or
that
the
should have been the
middle
beginning.
4. You could just,
Sidious, Grievous, Dooku all fighting together with
why
Maul
wouldn't they do that?
against the fucking Mother Talzin.
yeah. And the Night Sisters getting ravaged. They got fucked.
It would have been wonderful. But the entire thing of Mandalore was awesome. It was super cool to see that other side of the war during what we saw in Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
But then after that, the last 2 episodes with Order 66, it was so fucking sad.
It was
Ahsoka.
so
can
sad.
we give it to Fiona for putting the quotes in from
Yes,
Revenge of the Sith?
Well,
Like,
that's supposed to time up perfectly. From what
don't
I've heard.
listen to him, Anakin.
Yeah, that's supposed to like line up perfectly.
Yeah,
from what I heard.
so
Because after that, right when he said, after she's like sitting there, kind of like unbelieve or kind of paralyzed, whatever, what the fuck just happened. It took a second for him to hear execute Order 66, which means in that time span, that's Palpatine literally going, "You shall be known as Darth Vader."
Yeah.
I wonder if it like lines up perfectly. Like, I wonder if I was to start it and have those audios going perfectly parallel.
I just thought of that, and I'm gonna have to tell you no, because I'm sure there was time between Anakin being named Vader and then him going to the temple. So like there's time we don't see. So like I don't think it would match up perfectly. I mean you could try,
I'm pretty
but
sure he's still in the room, in that same room that he knighted Anakin as when he goes and says execute.
yeah. Okay, so
I think it might.
no. I think you could do that, but
Right.
like you couldn't do the entire thing.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
Okay,
execute
because that's
Order
what I
66.
was thinking.
No,
yeah.
I'm just thinking between all that
Yeah.
happening and yelling and everything, and then hearing execute Order 66. I wonder if
They
it
have
like
that.
perfectly-
IGN has a video of that.
Yeah, of it like matching up perfectly.
It has it with Fallen Order 2, and all. I don't know if it has Sidious's room, but it has like I know it probably has Cody. It probably has Fallen Orders, and it probably has Rex, and then maybe some other ones. I'm not sure.
But either way, that was the sad. Well, when that was like coming, we're like, oh no.
Yeah, it was fucking bad.
The worst is Rex turning around, like you see the tears in his
Well,
eyes.
what was even worse is her telling him how he's a good soldier and like a great
I
friend.
know. And that's the thing. I think they did that on purpose because we were joking in the beginning. They're like, "Oh, loyalty is all they know" to the clones. And in the beginning, I was joking like, "Haha, that's a fucking lie," but. It's like that was the whole point of the episode, is knowing that, hey, that's literally all the clones know, is that the Jedis are the friends, the Republic is what they know, everything like that. And then they get their choice ripped away, basically, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
And they did a good job of just showing that to the clones, this is technically just another directive. Like, you can't really hate the clones because it's not their fault. It's just something they were literally programmed to do.
True.
So, it's so sad.
Yeah, but when he turned around, like, crying, saying, I'm going to do it, and he's like, find fives.
I know when he said that, I was
find
like,
fives.
what?
Yeah, I was like, find him. He's dead.
Yeah, we're thinking, is he alive? Is he alive with Echo? What's going on?
Yeah, right? And then the whole show spawns off of her trying to find him, but...
Okay.
My God.
But it was...
It was...
We're just like at a loss for words. Just remembering trying to relive that, it just really like it makes it hard to talk about.
It was really great. She goes and fucking figures out she looks up fives, figures out about the chips, takes
Right.
Rex's chip out, and then they fight all. Oh my God, the end with the ship.
I know Maul's leaving. She's
Maul
like, trying to
takes the
stop it.
ship from them. She tries to stop it.
And
She
she's
realizes
only
she
stunning
can't.
the clones because she's like she feels bad because these are still. Like,
She wasn't using her
friends.
lightsabers.
Oh God.
So I was thinking, I was like, okay, I think episode 11 is going to be Order 66, and then pretty much what happened at the end of 12 would have been wrapped up by the end of 11, and 12 was going to be after Order 66 and beyond. So I thought we were going to see like her like kind of surviving a little bit, and
Maybe
I was
like the white lightsaber stuff like that.
no, not that far ahead,
Okay.
but and if you were to tell me we don't get to see that, I would be disappointed going into it, but after seeing how it ended, I'm not.
No, it was perfect.
At
I think
all.
that was perfect.
Because, I mean, do you want to talk anything about anything previous to the ending before we go into the ending? Or
I can't think. There's just so many
Maul
things.
was
but-
fucking wonderful.
Maul was
Ahsoka
great.
fighting all those clones. The droids, the boys, ripped
Well,
to them.
Yeah, we see the state of Maul, so to speak, after Clone Wars 2. Like,
I love
how
how
he's
he
the
knew.
crime
We didn't even
syndicate
talk
and
about that. I
everything.
love how he
Oh,
knew. He
that
was like
was
telling
one-
her,
like,
like,
yeah, he was like-
he's like, it's coming. And
and
all
then
that,
he had
like,
the Mandalorian
Anakin.
who explained it. He was like, Maul had a vision, and he was like,
Yeah, and he tells him that Anakin's going to be it. He fucking
because
knows.
he wanted Skywalker to come so he can kill him, which is interesting because I was thinking, well, is he trying to stop Order 66? It was like, no, he was trying to kill him just to get like a jab at Sidious, basically, because that was like his prized prodigy. But if you think about it, if that happened as well, if Skywalker decided to come with, or if Obi-Wan decided to come with, would he have been killed? And not even killed, that probably would have changed everything, because then Sidious would have found out
Anakin would have
sooner.
probably beat Maul.
Well, same, but even then, even if he did
Killed
come
him.
with, he would have, if he beat Maul and everything like that, well, when he beat Maul, because I do think he'd be able to beat Maul, Obi-Wan probably would have still been going on his mission to defeat Grievous, all of that. So, like, what
Then
would
would
happen?
have Order 66 been enacted and all that?
Because then right after Grievous, they would have all been going to Chancellor like, oh, you got to relieve emergency power. He would be like, no, and how would that have all planned out then? Or another thing to think about, though, is that Obi-Wan would have tried to go save the Chancellor on himself then. He probably would have died to Dooku. So that would have been an oof.
True.
But overall,
Yeah, well,
it's just
but the
interesting to think
Chancellor
of the
got...
what-ifs.
The Chancellor was there. I don't know. It was all orchestrated. That's why
I know,
it
but I was
happened
just saying,
like
but
that.
maybe because it, like, they might have been
Ahsoka,
like...
he wouldn't expect Ahsoka to come in like that. That wasn't part. But wasn't it part of the plan though? Because remember, maybe it wasn't, because I'm pretty sure Maul escaping, Sidious let him escape. Maybe his plan was to let him back to Mother Talzin to kill Mother Talzin. Maybe his plan
That
wasn't
could've
for him
been.
to go back to Mandalore and do
Right.
that. Yeah.
Because I feel like Sidious doesn't see him as a threat, realistically. He really doesn't. He probably
He's
just
not.
whatever, just
He's
fucking
not
go do
to
your thing.
Sidious. I mean, I don't. Yeah. He's
But
not.
anyways, to the ending. The ending.
I don't know. My fucking. There's so much in
There
the rest of the
is,
episode.
I
Am I
know.
wrapped up with that? Fuck.
I don't think we are. Because the hardest thing is just there's so much to it that I just can't remember what the fuck I just watched. Like, my brain is still, like, in awe. It was so beautiful. The whole thing.
I remember
The
it.
animation itself was beautiful. I can't remember everything for sure, so if you guys haven't, go ahead and continue, because I'm still trying to think here. But I was still, like, after it was done, I was collecting my thoughts, like, what the fuck just happened in total? Like, it was all so beautiful. I will say, the Maul versus Ahsoka fight, I think, was a little bit overhyped. It was still really good, don't get me wrong. Everybody was like, best fucking fight ever.
it was not
I don't
the
think
best.
it was. It was really good, though, and it was interesting that it was, like,
It's like, why can't
Body
they do this
match?
on the big screen? It's like, Reverse Kylo Ren was better.
yeah.
In the 9th movie was way better.
Yeah,
in my
I do think it was
opinion.
way better. Yeah,
Way
personally,
better.
I think it was better.
That's the
That's the
second-
thing. A lot of people just hate the sequels that they won't admit that. I personally think it was really good.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Are
I
you
will
kidding me?
say, I remember seeing that that fight before we just watched it, but somebody put the Duel of Fates over it.
Yeah, it's
and
so much better.
So much better.
It's so much
It just
better.
adds so much.
It would have
more
made
nuance.
Yeah, it would have been great if they did that. But I mean, they did a bunch of other nuance.
Yeah, they did their own thing, and don't get me wrong, it's not bad whatsoever. But okay, you said this in the episode as well. I hate how they end every Maul versus some other Jedi fight with him falling somehow. All of them is with him falling. Even Obi-Wan, realistically, he cuts him in half and he falls down the fucking hole.
Well, besides the Obi-Wan thing, I think it's because they don't want to show Maul getting completely defeated.
Yeah, because they don't want to be like.
but they can't have him win. Like, they couldn't have had him beat Ahsoka.
Because if he win, he would just kill him. That's why he doesn't have any.
Who would have
mercy,
killed her or been like, join me or you die.
Yeah,
pretty
same in
much, yeah.
Rebels. If he was to win against Kanan, Kanan would have been dead. He would have
Yeah.
been like, "Fuck you, dude."
So
you're done."
that's that. But
I know, but it's so funny that's almost every single time it's like a main Jedi versus Maul, he always ends up falling somehow.
I know. But regardless, fucking Siege of Mandalore, Order 66, it was all beautiful and it added more than what we needed to the story.
Oh, for sure. I don't
And
think
makes
was the Siege of Mandalore even like talked about besides like Rebels.
Yeah,
and stuff like
this all was in the Ahsoka book.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
why I knew some stuff were gonna happen because I looked up stuff that happened in the Ahsoka book.
I gotcha.
When I literally found out when we were on vacation about this, and I was fucking just researching the shit. I was like, "Are you kidding me? They're bringing Clone Wars back. Why is there a picture of her with blue lightsabers?" And I just figured out what the fuck happened. But the ending, that was the most beautiful ending ever.
For sure.
For the Clone Wars. I mean, not ever because there's no other Clone Wars, but
For
for
it.
the Clone Wars, it was so fucking beautiful. It literally.
It was Ahsoka and Rex.
Well, it shows Rex. He just puts his shovel away because he just
Right.
buried all his fellow clones that were his brothers that he fought side by side with that turned on him, and he had. Well, it didn't turn. Well, he had.
I
Turned
know,
on him.
but
It turned on him.
basically
Yeah.
turned on him. Yeah.
They were just following orders. They all died, and he buried every single one of them. And then Ahsoka just stood there, dropped her fucking lightsaber. It panned to her face, just like sad, and you just hear the music. You know what just happened. The fucking galaxy's taken over. Palpatine's the Emperor now. Anakin's fucking Darth Vader. Everyone's fucking dead. Everyone's in hiding. Obi-Wan's on Tatooine now. Ahsoka's just fucking standing there. She drops her fucking lightsaber, pans to her face, or I might be doing this in wrong order, and then it goes to the clone heads.
Yeah.
It goes, and then it goes right onto the blue Jesse's helmet, and it just fucking cuts to months later, obviously.
Right.
To where
it's like snowy, which I don't know if that was actually supposed to be Hoth, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be Hoth. Because after that, now it's all snowy. Because where they crashed was not.
I don't think
snowy
it couldn't have been Hoth. I mean, we'll look it up and we'll talk about it next podcast. What planet that was. But I think it was a moon. Remember they said they're in orbit of a moon? I don't think Hoth is a moon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. It's probably not.
Yeah.
So
So
we'll have to look at watch. We were completely wrong. Because like Hoth is a moon.
Yeah, right.
Or it's like the same thing with Endor. It's not actually like Endor. It's like the moon of Endor or some shit.
Yeah, right.
It's like the moon of Hoth.
But they come back way later. The seasons are changed, so it's a lot of snow. I don't know how later it is. Did Vader have his lightsaber?
Yeah, he did. I saw it on his belt. So that's
Okay,
why I was
so
asking.
that's far in advance because he goes on a whole mission and kills a Jedi, takes his kyber crystal and bleeds it and stuff.
Right.
So this is they must because I mean they crashed randomly out of hyperspace, so it probably took them a while to find this.
Right.
And they find it, and you can see all the other clone like heads on the stakes have been kind of buried except like one.
Right.
Vader walks in, and we get to see fucking Vader in the Clone Wars.
Oh, that was so good.
It was
dude.
so
He
looked
so
so much better
cool.
than Rebels. He looked so much better than Rebels.
Rebels really suffers from its like artistic standpoint, whatever the fuck you want to call it, artistic style.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
It's a
bad,
different style.
but
It's like I feel like it just looks like lazier.
Yeah, and it's like so everybody's thinner. Like everything's thinner. Like lightsabers are thinner. Maul was a lot thinner.
They just
looking.
look more like passive. Too.
Yeah. It's a little weird. I don't know, but Clone Wars definitely is where it should be.
Yeah, it's a great animation style. They need to keep that team and make another show for sure. But I'm not sure what Vader thought from this because he finds Ahsoka's lightsaber and it looks rusted to hell.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks old. So
he
I'm
picks it up
assuming-
and he lights it, and then there's a great shot of his back with his cape flowing and his fucking helmet, and you see the blue lightsaber, which is actually really cool to see Vader holding a blue lightsaber because we never get to see that. Like kind of like using it like a stance, and then it kind of shows his face, and then does he walk back?
I think so.
He starts to walk back. I think it's just him walking back, and then it just fucking ends.
And it zooms into the clone's helmet, like with him in the reflection walking away, and then it just like ends right there.
Okay. Wait, so was Jesse's helmet being zoomed in on
It wasn't
the end?
Jesse's. It was like a random. It looked like one of the Coruscant guards, like the red one.
Maybe.
So I don't know if what exactly was it.
It was a fucking clone
I'm
helmet.
sure there was something supposed to be meant from it, but I didn't gather that yet. But it was just I really like
the best ending for the Clone Wars.
Oh, for sure. It literally
that was the
ended
best
with
possible
clone's
answer.
helmet and Darth Vader on the other side. That was like perfect.
I do wonder if he thinks Ahsoka's dead now because he found her lightsaber. But why would these?
I don't think so. I think
why would these clones be buried then?
Yeah, I think he knows she's alive only because he found the lightsaber, and it's like, why would she just randomly drop the lightsaber? You know.
Well, if she died, her lightsaber would just be there.
Yeah, but the thing crashed. So if he's assuming she died in the crash, then like...
Well, she could have misplaced it. That totally could be there if she died.
I don't know. I feel like it would be less likely that I was there if she died because then why would...
Yeah, but
all
there
the
wouldn't
clones
be fucking
buried,
clones.
And then there's just
yeah.
a dropped lightsaber right in front of the buried clones. Like, you would bury the clones.
That's what I'm saying. If they're fucking buried, there's no way he thinks these.
Right,
Yeah, okay.
so.
But yeah, it was...
I wonder if they're going to make a story
ending.
now of Darth Vader like trying to hunt her down.
No,
you don't think so?
No, because that would ruin it. That would ruin their meeting.
Oh, in the Rebels, yeah, you're right.
That would ruin their meeting on Rebels.
That's true.
Which that fight is amazing. The edits are going to be great for that, but.
Oh yeah, I know. And then we saw like you literally see like the last time that she's like, "Good luck," and it just ends right there.
Oh, that
the
was
last
tough.
time they ever saw themselves.
That was
or
fucking tough.
Fuck.
But I mean, yeah, the last 4 episodes are like a movie in their own.
Oh, for sure.
It certainly brings up a question which we're going to address on. It will be out Sunday at 12 Central Time. Our next episode of our just normal episode of the podcast,
Indeed.
The watching order. It brings up a question I'm going to ask you, and you're going to think on for the next episode.
Oh, I will.
So, with all this coming out, how is your Clone Wars watching order.
See, that's the thing.
I think that is a whole different... I'm not going to discuss it with you here. I just want you to think about that.
Oh, for sure.
Like, because
I
you
would just say
obviously
the hardest
can't
thing-
watch that before Order 66, but
Right. I was going to say
there's
the
stuff
hardest
you
thing,
can watch before it.
Yeah, I know. The hardest thing is that, I feel like.
What you can watch before.
Right. What you can watch before and what you cannot. Because, like, should you... Obviously, I think you should still watch the third movie before.
Yeah.
Most of it, at least. Because it would be interesting. We'll go into this before, but that'd be the hardest thing is where to put Revenge of the Sith compared to the Clone Wars and all of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something interesting to kind of go into on Saturday. Well, technically Sunday when they hear it, but for us on Saturday.
Yeah, when we record. But,
Right.
the other stuff was fine, whatever. But these last 4 episodes were fucking fantastic.
Even if they just came out with those 4 episodes, I would have.
Those 4 are better than The Last Jedi, in my opinion.
Oh, easy.
All 4 easily better than.
I would. rather
Ahsoka's
watch
one of my
those 4.
favorite character. That was amazing.
That was amazing. I would way rather watch that over The Last Jedi.
Oh my god!
Cancel the sequels. Continue Clone Wars. We're good. No.
Yeah.
Or
just give Dave Filoni control of the fucking Star Wars universe.
Dude, that'd be really cool. Because they have Kevin Feige, like, for Marvel. Just have Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Is it Filoni or is it Filoni? Because it looks like he has an L.
It's one of those.
Either
It doesn't
way.
matter. They know who.
They should just put him at the top. Because he's basically the next George Lucas of the Star Wars. Because from what I've heard, he basically trained with George Lucas. About all of Star Wars history and all that shit. So
That ending scene alone, just everything about those last 4 episodes were fucking wonderful, and I will rewatch them over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
They're absolutely fantastic,
as we
and
end
they're
here,
essential to fucking
I
watch.
want to watch that IGN video with
Yeah.
all the Order 66
I'm down.
things. So
For sure.
that'll be our last May the 4th hurrah. Unless we actually watch Solo today, which maybe we should.
Possibly.
Possibly.
But I think that concludes our
I think
review of the season 7. I hope it was good. I mean,
Should we get some numbers to it here?
What do you mean?
So should we get some review numbers, like 10 out of 10?
Oh, it was a 10 out of 10. The last
The last
arc was a
4.
10 out of 10.
Last arc 10 out of 10. Bad Batch.
That was a
I give it,
5-star
like-
for sure.
You think 5-star for a Bad Batch?
No. 5-star for
Oh, the middle 4?
the Mandalor. Excuse me, the Siege of Mandalore and Order 66. The last 4.
5-star. Oh, okay. Never mind.
5 stars, and then I'd give. If we're doing fucking stars or whatever, who gives a fuck? The Bad Batch is probably like a 2.5, a 3.
I'd give it
A 3. I'd give it a 3.
out of 5, yeah.
And then the other one's a 1 or maybe a half to a 1 star.
Yeah,
It's
I would
pretty
rather
fucking bad.
watch The Last Jedi on repeat than having to watch those 4 episodes.
I'd rather watch a Phantom Menace on repeat, which I think is
God.
worse because The Last Jedi is actually like kind of entertaining and
Yeah,
stuff.
I will say-
And then the Phantom Menace is like kind of boring and obnoxious.
Yeah,
in
because
parts.
the Last Jedi in the beginning, at least, it's just kind of like
You're like,
you
what?
have all those like bullshit things that go on, like Leia flying and shit. And then the last half of it, I think, is actually pretty good.
It's not horrible.
It's not horrible. It's not as bad as people are making it out to be. Don't get me
No.
wrong; it's still
Dude,
pretty. It could have
okay.
been way better, but
We've said this so many times,
We have.
but Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. I've already said this. Attack of the Clones, I love, but people hate it.
it's because it has
hate
horrible
it.
dialogue sometimes.
Yeah, it's not a good movie, but I like it. It's not from the textbook standard. It's not a good movie. And if you're taking Force Awakens, comparing that to Phantom Menace, and you're comparing Last Jedi to Attack of the Clones, I think those sequels are both better movies.
yeah.
And then all they have is Revenge of the Sith, which honestly, that isn't that good of a movie either. It just has so much action and shit, and like,
Yeah, it
and
just
so
hits
much
all the story
great,
moments,
like,
is basically
yeah, like there's so many like weird parts of the movie where I'm like, what the fuck? We're definitely watching a movie that was made in the early 2000s, but like. Dude, if there was no Clone Wars, the prequels would be as of a mess as the sequels. That's why the sequels
for
need
sure.
the Clone Wars equivalent.
Which I hope they're not trying to make Star Wars Resistance that thing.
No.
I would.
Oh, honey, no, that's
I
not
really
it.
hope not. 'Cause
That is not it.
awful.
But I mean,
Are you sure? Because I know in the beginning, I'm pretty sure this is that's like right after Force Awakens, and they also put it like by Rise of Skywalker and shit. So like
That's fine, but they need to do something else.
I know. I really hope they don't call it. Oh god.
No, because they need to do something with Jedis and stuff, kind of like that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There's no really like.
They
There's
could
not
do
a
it
lot of
around
Jedis.
other people. I don't fucking know. Just do something. Mandos, right?
Yeah. Which
But,
I hope. See, that's the thing is that. Like
yeah,
I
they
was
didn't
saying-
bring anything. Oh, we didn't talk about that. They no Mandalorian fucking references, which was fine, but it would have been cool if they did
Right,
that.
and that's the thing is that I don't know.
How they would have done that, right?
Right, and what's like we were saying about didn't the Siege of Mandalore like what he was seeing when the droids
Yeah, the
were? So,
Empire
like,
with like the dude that takes. Well, I don't even understand how that guy gets the dark saber. The dark saber, because Maul has a dark saber in Rebels, and then gives it to what's her name. So there has to be
Sabine gets it, and I believe if I'm not mistaken, I believe at the end of Rebels or sometime in Rebels, or maybe it's in like a comic or something. I heard she gives it to the other woman, the redhead the sister of
Sadine
Obi-Wan.
or whatever the fuck
Sadine.
her name is.
Yeah, the sister of that lady. I don't remember what her name is. The Mandalorian though.
Yeah,
that was in
the leader
show.
of Death Watch.
Right.
In the season 7.
What I heard, she gives it to her, and then she becomes like the rightful ruler, so to speak, stuff like that. But then I'm assuming there's another siege of Mandalore, and then the Empire gets it back. I'm assuming. So I don't know.
Yeah,
what happens
they probably
and how he gets
siege
it
the
back.
fuck out of Mandalore a lot.
Yeah,
but
Mandalore just gets fucked.
But yeah, fuck. If you don't know, Fallen Order had an update. Go check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Fallen Order is actually on sale, so
They
it's
actually-
Battlefront 2.
They also added a red kyber crystal now because they didn't give you it in the beginning.
Oh yeah, they have an Inquisitor outfit. You have a whole ass Inquisitor outfit. You can be Cal
'Cause
Kestis as an Inquisitor.
I actually just saw that in the vault. There's a vault that you go. Kind of spoilers. There's a vault that you end up going into, and you see like a vision of yourself of what can happen if you use the Jedi holocron, because it like shows him as like the Jedi Master and how he gets the Padawans, but then it shows the Padawans getting hunted down and like killed, and that's a vision he's seeing. So then it shows him like after that, it shows him as an Inquisitor, and like you're playing as the Inquisitor like Cal, and you're like, what the fuck? Is
Yeah,
going
I've
on
seen
here?
that. I've seen that scene, but I guess you could play as that skin or something.
So cool because you didn't get to. You just saw him with the red lightsaber. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cool. Actually, I'm gonna put that on because I still haven't beaten the game somehow, even though I've been at the same part.
Yeah, but I mean, besides that,
Sorry, his catfish just fucking randomly decided to attack the tank.
yeah, right. Besides that, Rise of Skywalker is on Disney Plus. The Skywalker saga is fully on it. The Making of the Mandalorian documentary is up.
Oh, is it up now?
Yeah, it's on.
Dude,
it's on Disney
Mandalorian is
Plus.
a great show, and I'm excited if they actually put Ahsoka in it, but I'm kind of like scared of what they're gonna do with her.
They have to do it right because she's an ultimate fan favorite character.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I honestly, if I'm telling you this, I would honestly rather have them put her in Fallen Order than have her put in
That would be cool.
a Mandalorian, just because the chances of them fucking her up in Fallen Order is way less than a Mandalorian, because she could just look so stupid in Man. What if she look? What if she's just awful in Mandalorian?
Because Fallen Order is technically going to be close to like where Rebels is happening, so it's a possibility you could like meet her.
It would totally make sense.
Yeah.
It would totally fucking make. It would have been kind of. Nah, it wouldn't have made sense. Never mind. Forget that. But
it would make more sense than her being in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Unless she's going to be like, I need to find Ezra Bridger or some shit. I don't know.
yeah, it's like, damn, bitch, you're old as hell.
True.
And that'll be easier to do her though as an older on the big screen, because then they're
the biggest issue is that where the fuck were you during the whole Death Star being exploded, the rebel cause? Like, where the fuck were you during all this? That would be the biggest
It's a big
issue.
galaxy.
I know,
mean,
it is. That's
I
true.
mean, the whole question was, where the fuck was Ahsoka during Order 66 and Revenge of the Sith, bro?
Well, now we know.
Yeah, so maybe we'll figure that out
That's
too.
true. That's true.
Maybe we'll get a fucking TV show or something during the original trilogy, which I would enjoy. But other than that, I'm set with what we said on it.
Yeah, I think I'm good with that.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this, and may the Force be with you.
And may the 4th be with everyone.
See you guys next episode.